Yeah, good day to you all. My queen, I think maybe do you want to say one or two things before, or do I go ahead?
Please go ahead.
Doctor, okay. Now, good morning to you all. I want to appreciate you for coming to this training on the new tax law, especially personal income tax, as it's related to each and every one of us. And I want us to pay good attention because this particular one is really going to be of is going to really assist us in our various business. First and foremost, I want to tell you that you need to know that you are doing a good job wherever you are as a proprietor, as owner of business. I want you to be confident. Don't allow anyone to make you feel as if you are doing a bad thing. Now, this new tax law introduced by the Nigerian government has a lot of positive impact and vibes. So please, the only thing there is that what we need to do, you must do it in order to avoid whatever are the consequences, penalty, or fine. Today, specifically, I will be sharing with us personal income tax filing for year 2025, which will be done this 2026. The position of the tax law is very clear on it. Um, I can also let you know that specifically, even in the new tax law, the date for filing was not stated in it specifically that you must file before so and so period. But it is believed that since the status quo that was operational before state that individual must file before 31st of each of March each year. That is the first 90 days of the year. So we believe that that will still suffice. That will still be applicable. So having said that, we 31st of March is just by the corner. So meaning that if we fail to file, then we must be ready to bear the consequence. Uh, I'm starting today's training in a different way. I want to start from the angle of the penalties. What are we going to incur if we fail to file these annual returns? A lot of us have filed our employee returns. That is those people that are working for us, they pay annual returns, which must be filed before 31st of March, the first 30 days. That one is first 30 days. That's January, at the 31st of January each year. And I believe a lot of us have done that. But this personal, and a lot of people don't even know that they are expected to file their personal return. As long as you are eligible to pay tax, as long as you are earning income, and your income falls within the threshold of payment of taxes, you are expected to file. Now, some will say that, but I work with an organization, my company is filing on my behalf. Yes, what your company did was their statutory duty to do their annual filing of their payee or their workers. That must have been done before 31st of that is January. But this new tax law also states that as an individual, you must file your own personal income tax. And that filing has to do with your global income, not only the paid employment, the money you are receiving from wherever you are working, every sources of income, thou must file your return. Section 101 of the Nigerian Tax Administration Act, NTAA, now spells out some of the penalties that the penalties for late filing of returns, of tax returns, as it relates to even pay, which we have done, majority of us have done it in January. Now, for the penalty for late filing of payee, of course, there have been some changes compared to what we used to have before. But this personal income tax, which we are referring to, it has to do with income that is accruable to a particular person, either your earned income or even the unearned income. So, and that income must be subjected to tax. Sometimes some people will ask me and say that, am I going to pay tax on money that I receive outside my salary? Of course, if you receive money, you are going to, it will be added. It is your global income that will be subjected to tax, and not just the income that you generate or you are being paid. It is all that will be subjected to tax. I want to be specific, and I want to state some things exactly the way it is in the law. So I'm trying to, let me just get an, because the regulations and the penalties now differs from what it was before. Now, I want us to pay good attention. Okay, I want us to know that the law state that for late filing, Section 101 of the Nigerian Tax Administration Act, if an individual fail to file at the stipulated time, you are, that is, which is March 31st, if you fail to file your returns, you will be subjected to the penalty for late filing of returns will be the first 1 month. You have to pay 100,000. 100,000 is the fine for the first month of default. The first month that you default, which will be April now, because the month you are expected to do it is 31st March. If by in about 9 or 10 days time you fail to file by April, you will have earned yourself a fine of 100,000 for the first month of default. Why 50,000 for each subsequent month? 50,000 for each subsequent month. That the failure continue even after you did not file in March, and it gets to April, you did not file. Subsequent months from April, you will be charged 50,000, which will be added to the first 100,000. If you fail to file in March, by April you have a fine of 100,000. By May, if you did not file by that April ending, when it gets to May, they'll add 50,000, become 150, and so on and so on. You can see that the position of the law making the penalty to be high is just to encourage people to comply. It's just to encourage compliance. So, and after, until the 50,000 will continue until you file it. Ignorance is not a reason for breaking any law. If you say you are not aware and because of that, you refuse to file, that does not change anything. The law is the law. The law is there. It will continue to catch up with the person. So what I'm saying in essence is that we are duty bound to do that filing. We are duty bound to do the filing, because failure to file is as if we are seeing a pit and we are falling into it. And that is the essence why Y.Y.C.I, which is Yes You Can International UK, have decided to power this training with Nikofast consult so that more of us will be able to comply. I on the platform I have posted flyers on how we'll go about it. But as much as possible, I will also throw more light so that we can learn. Another good thing that you need to do is that don't just do it yourself alone. encourage your staff. Even those your staff that you have filed their payee return, the law also expect them to also file. That is the funny thing now, and a lot of people are not aware. If you are they file on your behalf, you are expected to file. Whether you are liable to pay tax or not, you are supposed to file. And I think at this point, we need to clarify that filing of returns is not the same thing as payment of the tax. They are two different things. Disclose whatever is your income for the previous year. You file, you disclose it. And I must let us know that apart from this, the new tax law has access to so many things. I'm talking about the Nigerian Tax Administration, and there are a lot of things. There are synergy between them. So, but let me just quickly wrap up these penalties. If you fail to file, first 1 month is 100,000. Subsequent month is 50,000 per month each. So please let us take note. Due date for filing. What is the due date for filing? I have said for the payee of your staff, 31st January 20, as we are in 2026, 2026, and for you as individual, 31st March, that same year. Now, I can give us a practical example. For instance, even for the staff, your staff that you are paying for, if you are supposed to pay the payee in a month, you are supposed to pay maybe a payee of, let's say, 100,000, and you fail to pay as at the month of January, the payee for January if it's 100,000, and you fail to pay it as at February, then you'll be subjected to, even payee, you'll be subjected to 100,000. The fine is 100,000 and you must pay that pay before 10th of February, 10th of a new month. Previous month pay must be paid. If you are supposed to pay in January, you didn't pay in January, and it gets to 10th of February, by 11th of February, you're already a defaulter. So, and which means that 100,000 will be, you'll be subcharged 100,000. And if you did not pay it in that February, March, 50,000 will be added to the 100,000. April, you not pay in that March. It gets to April, another 50,000 will be added to it. So by the time as at April 11 or 10 or thereabout, when you sum it, you're already owing 200,000. Where in addition to whatever your pay is supposed to be, we can see that the major reason for this stiffer penalty is to encourage compliance. So the best thing is to comply. Failure to comply, you have no other option than the revenue office to be after you in terms of your collection of those taxes. So I just decided to put the penalty. It's different from the previous one that didn't really place much emphasis on this. So please, let us all do everything possible to ensure that we file our annual returns, personal annual returns, even before today is 23rd. So we have less than maybe 8 or 9 days to wrap up this month. By the time it's 9 days from now, you can no longer file. So having said that, let me now go into the nitty-gritty of this personal income tax and annual returns filing under the Nigerian new tax law. So at the appropriate time, we will entertain one or two questions from the audience so that we can all gain. Now, the Nigerian tax system undergo a major reform with the coming into existence of this new tax law, which is Nigerian Tax Act 2025. Now, this new tax law, we can view it from maybe, let's look at it from four major angles. Number one, the Nigerian Tax Act, that is NTA 2025, the Nigerian Tax Administration Act NTAA 2025 as well. Then the Nigerian Revenue Service Establishment Act, that is NRSA 2025. Of course, we know that Nigerian Revenue Service Establishment Act replaced the Federal Inland Revenue Service. Then we also have the Joint Revenue Board which also replaced the joint tax board that we used to have. Then these laws, they took effect from January this year. That is, the law is fully in operation, and it has replaced maybe I want to use the word some fragmented tax legislation, even including the former personal income tax at the Peter and the rest of them. Now, if you ask yourself, why should they why should there be a tax reform? What are the objective of this tax reform? Or what do government intend to achieve by coming out with this new tax law? Number one of what their major objective is to simplify tax administration. They want to simplify it, make it easy for you to pay your tax without any stress. That is, they are bringing in the canons of taxation, easy for your pay and all to us. So they simplify tax administration, meaning that at the comfort of your home, you can just do anything you want to do as per the tax system or payment of tax or processing of clearance or whatever you have to do that has to do with tax administration. You don't even need to go to any office. Almost all the states are going digital. I'm aware of Lagos, I'm aware of Ogun State and Kaduna and the rest of them. So a lot, you can do a lot of things from the comfort of your home, and you don't, and you that is time saving. The time you ought to have used there to go to their office, you can do it from the comfort of your home. So they simplify tax administration. It also improve compliance and enforcement. Now, how will they improve compliance? When they have laid out all the necessary steps that you need to do. If you go to any state revenue portal, just go to their portal, you will see their portals are human friendly and robust to the extent that you can just do whatever you want to do. Some of even those portals has some column for artificial intelligence, maybe that is attached to it, AI, so that you can ask any question. It tells you how to go about whatever you want to do. So that will enable you to be able to comply. Now, the enforcement, there is no hiding place. When you talk of enforcement, there is no hiding place. The law gives more power to the revenue service to carry out enforcement now. I can tell you for free that before now, we will say that if you want to do enforcement, you need to get a court order and the rest of that. There are some sections in this new tax law that if the revenue service have given you all the necessary letters, and the taxpayer fails, or maybe it's a recalcitrant taxpayer, there are some things if they have done, they don't need a court order to seal up your place or to seal up an organization as long as they can prove the person is a defaulting taxpayer. Some section of the law gives them that power to carry out such acts. Of course, they will have done series of letters and the rest of them. Now, so the compliance and enforcement it also improves it. Then it introduced maybe stricter penalties. That is, so that just like the one I said, you fail to file your personal income tax returns now. First month you get 100,000, subsequent month you get 50,000. And by the time you fail to file it, you discover that you are just incurring debt. So the best option is for you to go ahead and just do your filing. Then digital tax processing. Now, this new tax law encourage digital tax processing, and that is why there is no hiding place for anyone. We 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 are open before the government now. If they want to get any information about you, they will get it. They have a kind of robust system now, a software that harmonize everything. Even this government has gone to the extent of even having handshake with some of those other platforms across the world that people used to hide from. They share information with them now. So there's nothing like I will just disclose this, I will just disclose that. No. At the punch of your NIN on the system, it brings in all the banks that is related to you. It will just bring it everything you have made By the time we get to 2027 and you want to file your 2026 annual returns, because the new tax law takes effect from now, from this year, and you want to file 2027, and you are giving a false information, they have access to it. Your NIM is linked to all your tax transactions. Of course, we are aware now that I think in our last training that we do not make use of TIN again. That the tax identification number is now Nigerian Tax Identification Number, which is NTIN. Why? What is the purpose of that? The NTIN is linked with your NIM and the rest, and even the state revenue and the Nigerian Revenue Service, that is what we used to call Federal Inland Revenue. They have a kind of handshake now. And before that, yeah, if I make payment of tax in Ogun State, and maybe I relocated to another state, maybe Kaduna or thereabout, and I'm lying, maybe I want to deceive the revenue people concerning my financial status or my tax position, at the comfort of those revenue service at the other states, they can just punch their system. They have a kind of synergy and they'll get every information about me. So there's no hiding place. Gone are the days that you say that you cannot use the tax of Lagos in Ogun State or that of Ibadan in any way. So it has sort of simplified all these processes. So we need to know that we're in an era that voluntary compliance is better than trying to cut corners now. Well, you need to comply and ensure you do proper thing. The old law does not really penalize people for not keeping proper record. It doesn't really penalize you. People go away with it. But under this new tax law, it is now more like a criminal act for you not to keep proper record. As a business owner, you must keep proper record. It will be seen as an intentional act to evade tax or to avoid payment of tax, which is criminal in nature, not to keep proper record. You need to keep record. If you're a school owner, you have a business, keep record of your sales, your expenses, and all those. You must have proper record. Have a good staff, maybe an accountant, or that will keep all those records for you. Very, very sacrosanct now. You can't do without it. Now, someone asked me, was it yesterday, that she heard that the revenue service will start to deduct money from people's account if they did not file returns. I just laughed. Say he saw the video online and the rest. I said, of course, the law do not permit the revenue service to deduct money from your account, but the revenue service can still deduct money from your account where they have given you various assessments and you fail to comply. So that is why I say that they don't have that power to deduct from your account directly because you did not file, but they have the power to deduct if after they have found you wanting and they've written you series of letters, they've given you the BOJ, they've given you demand notice and a lot of letters, and you still refuse to deduct. That is where the law now gives them that power that they can recover the liability or the fund from you by various means. I once listened to the chairperson of the Tax Fiscal Reform Committee, Mr. Idele, that time, when he was saying that they can use so many means when they get to that time, but you could even recharge. The certain percentage could be taken, but they will have taken you will have received series of letters, first, second, third, or even fourth, before you get to that side that they'll begin to deduct from every means. So why would you even receive 1, 2, 3, 4 letters without any response? It shows that even you yourself, you are not willing to pay tax. So please, number one, and maybe I should let us know at this point that every information that you are going to put on that your portal, every information you are going to use, ensure that those data are functional. Your phone number, your email, the address, and whatever you are putting, because it is electronic message is binding on you. If they send you a demand notice or a letter to your email and you do not check it, it doesn't concern them. They have served you. So that is the digital processing now. If you can be served digitally. It's not until they bring assessment letter to you. So whatever information you provide, ensure that the one you are providing are the one that is still functional, because it's binding on you. Don't expect we're in a jet age. Don't expect so they should be looking for you and placing assessment. You could just be at the comfort of your home and you just receive a text message from the Nigerian Revenue Service that maybe we notice this kind of credit into your account. Kindly give us details as per the sources of the form or whatever. And you say, what concern me this? And you refuse to respond. They might give you 30 days. They might give you 14 days, 21 days, whichever. After the date they have given you, they send you a reminder. All those things are counting. When they get to the certain numbers of letters that the law allows them to give to you before they can start enforcement, you just discover that so many things will not be working concerning your social media and the rest. So there are certain situations that even your bank will release information to them, especially when it gets to investigation, or maybe when it gets to certain things they can request, and they have to, the law gives them that right. Now, let's look at just an overview of the personal income tax. Now, this when you talk of the what is the personal income tax? I said it is a tax that is imposed on the income of individual. Income, please look at it, imposed on the income of individual. And income can either be earned income or unearned. What do I mean by earned income? The income you labored for. Unearned, the one you do not really labored for, either through investment or through some other, it could be even gift, it could be anything, but the one you are not directly putting effort in terms of your physical effort to earn, that is the unearned. So all those personal, there are those tax that is imposed on income of an individual, community, family, or trustees. Now, the scope of this personal income tax, that is the scope of, let me put it, the scope of taxable income that has to do with this personal income tax. We are looking at employment income. What is employment income? Salary, wages, bonuses, and the rest. Those are your employment income. You are being paid at the end of the month, weekly, or whatever, even daily. Even though if you are receiving piecemeal, it's still subjected to tax as long as it's income. I remember some will say, no, they pay me in piecemeal, I work, his wages is not salary. And some of them, by the time you accumulate it, it's even bigger than, it's more than those that receive salary at the end of the month. And you say you don't want to pay tax. No, it will be subjected to tax. Now, that is the aspect of employment income. Then we have business through professional income. You render services, you do some things. It's the result of your knowledge. Those are professional services income. Now, when you're anything professional, most of the time it has to do with services when you are rendering services. Then the other one is investment income, or some of us will call it frank investment income. Money received from dividends, rent, or even interest. They are frank investment income. Then the other one, some will even talk of maybe benefit in kind and the rest. But that is just the angle we are looking at it. Then this other one, The new personal income tax framework. What do we mean by personal income tax framework? I've had so many people who just say that, no, as long as you are receiving 800,000, you are not to pay tax and the rest of that. Yes, but we need to know here that the individual earning 800,000 or less annually are exempted from tax, meaning that this tax system is progressive in nature. The more income you receive, the more tax you will pay. And I think the new tax rate by now, a lot of us should be familiar with it. If you are receiving between zero to 800,000, you pay zero tax. From 800,001 to 12 million, you pay 18% as your tax. 800,001 to 12 million, 18% as your tax. From 12 million and 1 to 25 million, you pay 21%, as your tax. Then from 25 million and 1 to 50 million, you pay 23% as your tax. Then anything above 50 million will pay 25% as tax. Now, what I want to say on the 800,000, it is not income of 800,000, it's chargeable income. So I think that is just the clarification I want to make. There is difference between income and chargeable income. What is income? The cumulative money you are collecting without deducting allowable expenses, or the expenses you incur that the tax will give you relief or will allow you to deduct before they calculate tax. Those are allowable expenses. And that income, when you have not deducted that is your total or global income. But this 800,000 has to do with chargeable income. What is chargeable income? Income that will be subjected to tax, meaning that somebody that receive above 800,000 may still not pay tax depending on the allowable expenses. So that is just the clarification I want to say. If you are receiving, for instance, maybe 1.2 million or 100,000 per month, and you times it by 12, it gives you 1.2. And you have some claimable allowance or chargeable allowable expenses, maybe housing allowance, either it's 500,000 or whatever. If you have allowance that you now deduct, and it now brings your chargeable income to less than 800,000, or even that 800,000, you will still not pay any, you still not pay any tax. So that's just what I want to clarify to us. So it's progressive in nature. And you can fast check me. If you have someone that receive income that make maybe a profit or a gain of, let's say, 10 million or 10 million last year, 2025, before the new tax law, and the same person make the same 10 million this year in the new tax law, check the taxes they will pay. You discover that the tax that will be paid in this new tax law is lesser than the one that will have been paid in the whole tax law. So plus and minus is a win-win situation for us. So we need to embrace it. We need to work with it. Then the administration of personal income tax under the NTA, Nigerian Tax Administration Act. What does it say about the personal income tax? Now, the NTA 2025 provides a kind of unified framework. Now, unified framework for what? Assessment. That is for the assessment that will be given out, for the collection and enforcement. Of course, it also has this tax ombuds, dispute resolution. Now, the assessment, when you say unified, what will be done in state A, state B, state C will not be just at their discretion, but it will be in accordance with stipulated guidelines. So gone are the days that somebody can just do anything they like in the name of assessing you. Now, I just remember again, I was told that some of us we're getting some assessments here and there, some forms that we should uh, fill for personal income tax filing. Of course, there is nothing wrong if a tax station or revenue service or your relevant revenue service within where you operate gives you maybe form A for you to fill your details information to file your returns. But at the same time, I want you to know that you as an individual, just like I'm Odukoya Olaniyi and I'm a resident in Ogun State, I am known by my porter. I am known by my porter. Anything that the revenue service wants to do with me, my porter speaks for me. Now, those forms that you have been given, please, whatever you have filled in that form and possibly submitted to the revenue office, ensure that you do same on your portal. Don't just drop your form at the revenue office and you believe that all is gone. The revenue office or the tax office or the tax manager, they are not the one that will fill it in your own portal. You have to open your portal, follow the steps by step procedure, and you file from your portal. I am not against responding to assessment or to form being given by tax office. There's nothing wrong in that. As long as you have whatever you have filled in the tax office, let it be on your portal as well. Where there is discrepancies between what you drop at the tax office and what is in your portal, it has shown that you are trying to conceal information. And that also has its own penalty and fine. In fact, there are 3 years imprisonment is even waiting for such person. So you must be very careful and to know that you don't just cook uh, information. It is a criminal act to give false information, even under this new tax law. So those are the unified framework that the new tax law, Nigerian Tax Administration Act, has injected into this new law: assessment, collection, enforcement, and dispute resolution. Then the key authorities that are responsible for your collection of your personal income tax. We talk of the Nigerian Revenue Service and also the State Revenue Service across the federation. They are also responsible. So then the personal income tax returns. I think I've spoken a little about that, but let me just run it down so that you also get to know about it before we now allow one or two comments or you want to ask questions here and there. Now, the personal income tax return. What are the types of returns that is expected from you? Self-assessment returns, that's number one. All those forms so that you are being given, they can give you at the beginning of the year a self-assessment form. You should declare your income, tell us what you make in previous years. They don't want to give you a BOJ, they give you an avenue for you to declare your income by yourself. And where you now fail to do that, then a best of judgment assessment, which is BOJ, might be issued to you by that relevant tax office. Then employer annual returns. That is, your employer is expected to file annual returns on your behalf. So that is supposed to be done. Then statutory filing requirement by individual taxpayer. Of course, we know that statutorically, you must file it before 31st of the year. And that was one of the major reasons that made us to come out with this training in conjunction with Y.Y.C.I International UK. Now, you must do it before 31st of March, which is the first 90 days of the year. Then the employer, and that was what I said, tell your employee they must also file their returns. And I want to let us know that I'm aware that most of those employees at times Most of them don't use their real mail. They make use of dummy mail. Some is even ordinary number they will use as their mail, but they still have to file their returns. Meaning that as an employee, if your employer should open their portal, when they open their portal, especially if it's Ogun State, you go to employee, you see employee list. When they click on it, all the names of the employee will be on the portal with the mail that they have used to open the portal. Where you now discover that it's not your mail or you cannot access it, I think with the relevant tax office that is closer to you, liaise with them. They can call people from the back end, and those one will be able to assist you to do a kind of default password, possibly change that email for you so that you'll be able to you'll be able to do your filing appropriately. So I think that need to be done. If your employer should file for you and you fail to file, you will still be subjected to the fine. It doesn't mean that you will not be subjected. Even if your employer has paid your tax from January to December 2025 and failed to file for you, even as an entrepreneur, owner of business, you have paid all the tax due January to December, but you fail to do annual filing, you are still going to be subjected to fines and penalty. Then, what are the contents of annual returns? What do you expect to see in that your annual returns? So that you get yourself prepared, so that as you are trying going online, you will see it. The returns you must file. What the law says is that the returns must include your total income from all sources. Please underline income from all sources, which is the same thing as global income. Your income from all sources must be disclosed, not only your paid employment income. If you have a farm and you are an employee in a company and you have a poultry farm, the income you are paying you as an employee, if it's 200,000, that's 2.4 million from your employee. And whatever income you are making from your farm, please merge it together and file it, disclose it as your income. Failure to do so, you cannot escape. If they put your NIN, if you have 10 banks, it will bring in all your details there, all the inflows and the outflow. And you know the revenue service will help you sieve the expenses from that relate to your business and the one that is that will be added back. Any disallowable expenses, they are going to add it back as your income. And give us a good example. I'm bearing Odukoya. If I issue a check, me, I'm Olani Odukoya, and I issue a check to Olanrewaju Odukoya, 500,000, payment of maybe child school fees at Covenant University. And I expense it from my own expenditure book. When it comes to tax, for me to issue that 500,000 out, it means that it's my money. They will help me add it back to my income and subject it to tax. So these are what they will do if they get your bank statement. So please let us be well guided. So it is income from all sources that will be there. Then there's also provision for relief and allowances. If you are into pension fund or maybe some donations that are approved by the Nigerian government and all those stuff, they disclose it before you arrive as your tax payable. But if you want to claim any allowance, especially rent, you must produce evidence of tax deduction. I Somebody was asking me last 2 weeks that they wanted to pay tax, that they want to claim rent for all their staff. I said, if you claim rent for all your staff, yeah, all of them receiving paying rent of 500,000. Can they produce evidence? If you know you are not too sure, why don't you allow them to? Why don't you do the proper thing? Don't try and you want to assist your staff and you run your organization into problem. It is only evident. You claim it now and you are deducting and you are paying less. It does not mean that the revenue service will not review whatever you are paying at the end of the year. At least by the time we get to 2027, by God's grace, they can review all your activities from January to December. And those you have claimed rent for, then they will have to provide all the evidence. Now, of course, providing the evidence is also a plus to the revenue service. If you say you pay rent to maybe Mr. So, 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 and so, you bring the receipt. We'll go and look for that man. We'll go and search his name and see whether he's even paying tax. So that will also uh, bring in more people into the tax net. So this tax law is a two-legged things. So where you are trying to cover one side, then you to open up the other side. So we must be very careful what we do. Then failure to provide accurate information will attract penalty. Where you fail to provide accurate information. What do we mean by accurate information? You know what you suppose, you know your income, and you refuse to even disclose some of them. You only disclose that of your paid employment, or you disclose partial. And some of us are in the habit of you have a staff you are paying because you know that uh, the threshold is just a minute. Somebody is messaging me trying to connect. The threshold is 800,000, and you are paying someone. You are paying someone uh, money that is above that 800,000. Please, I'm trying to respond to you, and you are paying someone that 800,000. You're paying someone that 800,000, and you are paying the money you are paying the person is more than 800,000. You now reduce what you are using as the tax. You are now using what you are using as the tax for that person, so that that person will not fall within the threshold. Then it becomes an issue. That is, you are not disclosing appropriately. You are concealing information. So all this we need to do the proper thing so that we will not be caught in the web. So, and that is the truth about everything. And that's that about the content that is expected in your annual returns. I just want to, because I noticed some people just joined us. For clarity's sake, let me quickly, in about 10 minutes, run through the offenses and penalties under the NTAA and the new tax act. The new law introduced strict administrative and penalties and criminal sections. So, number one, failure to register. I didn't say that time. If you fail to register as a tax agent or taxpayer, agent has to do with the company. If you fail to register yourself, you're eligible to pay tax, and you fail to register as somebody that is eligible to pay tax. The first month, I'm talking about the Nigerian Tax Administration Act. You will be fined 50,000 for the first month, and each subsequent month that you fail to file, 25,000 will suffice. Each subsequent month that you fail to file, every other month, 25,000 will be added to you as a fine. So if you are on paid employment, ask your employer to register you, ask your employer to deduct your tax and remit it appropriately. What do I mean by appropriately? I might be working in Lagos and I'm living in Ogun State. My tax should be paid to where I reside. Tax law, residency rule. Now, so ask them. So, and you should have details of your information. If they are paying it and you use your appropriate email, as they remit from their office, they pay when March now. If March end, you receive your salary and they pay before 10th of April, which the law says that you must pay the pay before 10th. If they make the payment, immediately they are crediting the government account. You are receiving notification that your tax, your pay tax for the month of March is paid. So, and even you yourself, even without you asking your employer, from your portal, you can apply for tax clearance certificate from your own portal. You can apply even without requesting from your employee. You can get details of your payment from there. So those are some of the advantages of this digitalization that we're in. Now, that is failure to register. First month, 50,000. Subsequent month, 25,000. Then failure to file returns, which is what we're really talking of today. And I'm talking of Section 96 of the Nigerian Tax Administration Act. Failure to file. Now, the first month, and the funniest thing is that some of us that are tax practitioners, you think because you are working in tax office, you are not subjected to, you are not supposed to file. You are also to file. Every taxable individual is expected to file. If an employee is expected to file, how much more you that you are on paid employment as well? You're expected to file. So please let us take note of that. So failure to file your personal income tax returns before 31st of March, the first month, which is April. If you fail to file before 31st, by April 2026, you will be fined 100,000 for that first month of April. If by April ending also you did not file, by May, additional 50,000 will be added to the 100,000, making 150. If by end of May you did not file, by June, by end of that May, when you get to June, another 50,000, that's 200. 50,000 will be added each month. It's a law. It's not possible. But let them come and take it. Law is law. If you look at the logo of the court, you see somebody with that carry two stain in his hand, and they use something to cover his eyes. Do you know the meaning? It means that the law does not have any sentiments. The law is based on facts and figures. If the law says that if you fail to file, first month 100,000, they'll give you 100,000. Every subsequent month 50,000, they'll calculate it for you. I cannot pay the month if you not do it in June or July. Maybe all your fines and liability is now even 800,000. They will help you spread it. They can spread it for 3 years for you. You'll be paying it. They'll be deducting it direct from you. But something we can do that does not take anything. Even with your phone, you can do the filing. It's so simple. You can just go to the portal with your phone. You can do whatever you need to do. So that is that. Then late filing. You see, late filing / or non-filing of returns is the same thing. The same penalty will suffice, or the same penalty applies. If you fail to file or you file late, why file late when you can do it before the due time? We still have 9 days. You can still make it. You can still do it. If you have difficulties, feel free to call me. Feel free to call any other person you know that have knowledge about it. Then you are good to go. It's a lie. They won't do anything. If they now do something, should it start from your own head? So God will help each and every one of us. So continuous default, it will be increasing your liability will be increasing on a monthly basis by 50,000. So then these aspects, some of us are okay. Some of us are more guilty when it comes to this aspect. Hello, is that? Some of us are much more guilty when it comes to this aspect. We deduct money from the employee and we fail to remit. I'm talking about business owner. You deduct money, please mute yourself. At the appropriate time, we'll ask you for questions. Failure to remit taxes, either it's payee or withholding or whatever. If you fail to remit and you have deducted, it's a criminal act. You'll be compelled to pay full tax. That's you have not remitted or you did not deduct, and 10% administrative penalty per annum will be added to it. Then there is also to be added to it. You pay the full amount, they add 10% administrative penalty to it. Then additional sanction is now available for such additional sanction is now available for such person. And what are those additional sanctions? Excuse me. Fine that is up to 50% of the tax due. They will fine you if you are supposed to pay 100,000 and you did not, you did not pay. You'll be fined 50%. That is half of that 100,000. They will add it, they become 150 to you, or imprisonment up to 3 years, or imprisonment up to 3 years. You can see that it does not really go well for one to deduct and fail to pay. Since you have deducted, look for the relevant tax office and pay. If it is VAT, if it's whatever, if it belongs to Nigeria Revenue Service, what we used to call Federal Revenue Service, remit to them. If it belongs to state, remit to them and be free. Be free from any uh, future liability or whatever. Then, finally, before I will be taking one or two questions, failure to keep record or books. Please, please, and I'm saying it again, it is now a criminal act for you as a business owner not to keep proper record. No excuse for not keeping record. It is a criminal act. So please, you must keep proper record. Even though if it's not professionally done, but you must have record for what you do on a daily basis, your expenses and the rest. Sometimes I even advise people. I think the last training somebody asked and later called me after and said, what can I do? What do you think is the best something, something and that? I and I think I said it on the training that there's so many online app. There's so many things you can get some on Play Store, and some are being customized by some individuals. Like I make use of one, which I think I told us the other time. Uh, you can have the one I'm using is is an accounting package, sort of designed by an accountant. That's everything that is being done in the school. As you post it there, it generates the receipts. It has the audit trail. It has record of everything that we are doing. Even when money is paid into the bank, we we just put the reference there, so that, and I can request through that app that generates a financial statement for so months. It will put it. If I want to see students that are paid class by class, it will put it on their name. So it takes a lot of stress from me. And funny enough, you can even do it even if you are not in your business place. But if you have access to your bank alert, as money is coming in, who is paying, just be, even if you are not, you just text the amount to maybe the account officer or whoever, or you print the statement, they use it, they just post it, and your report is ready. So there are a lot of things that can help you to reduce future liability. Otherwise, you keep somebody as an accountant that is doing the normal paperwork. There's no crime in still having one or two paperwork, as long as you are not doing using an online app. So for individual that fails to keep proper record, I think the fine is just 10,000 individual, while company is 50,000. So, but failure to provide information. So this one is very important, because some of us I want to use the word stubborn. Some of us we say we know too much. So they give you a letter, maybe from any government agent, rather than responding to the letter at the stipulated time. You are saying nothing will happen. Nigeria, I'm a politician, I'm this, I'm that. Far. So when you receive any letter within the stipulated date, time frame they have given you, 30 days, 7 days, 14 days, 21 days, ensure that you respond to the letter within that time. Even if you don't have money to pay whatever, just take your pen, write something down, look at what they have requested for, just put something down. You seek for knowledge, or get a consultant, or get people that know, send it to them, let them look at it, they draft something. Just make sure you send a letter to them. Of course, you might be buying time. By the time you send to them, maybe, or you even go to the office, meet whoever is in charge, you talk, and you find a way around it. They are human beings. But one thing I want you to know is that you are not doing a criminal job. So nobody, no officer of government should bamboozle you, or try to frustrate you. They can't do that. So you have to stand your ground. They cannot even, will they kill you? For what? When you are not, if the worst that will happen, they bring a huge liability for you and you contest it. So, and there are certain things we need to know. There are some, there are some that can only come to you as a result of audit. If you have not been audited and somebody is just asking you for some information that is out of the mood, you can ask them that they can come and do their audit when you are sure of whatever you have. Is it not a statement they want to see? You give to them. You give them this. Let them look at what they want to look, and explanation will be given to anything that is contrary or that is not too clear. Then, but failure to provide information the first day, please. There are penalty for everything. The first day after the expiration of the date given to you, a fine of 200,000. Every other day, 10,000. They give you letter and they call it 30 days. As at today's date, that is 23. By 22 of April is due. You did not write no objection, no letter, no nothing. If you even write ordinary letter, that their 30 days cannot count again. So, but if you did not write, when it's 22nd of April, you are already, by the time it's 24th of April, you have a fine of 200,000. 25th, 10,000 will be added to it. That's the new tax law. Please, let us take note. 10,000 will be added to it. But where they are requesting for special disclosure, now this special disclosure is not for ordinary request or person. It must be as a result of a special audit and investigation. And usually it is done where they suspect fraudulent practice by a tax agent or a company, where they are suspecting that these people are manipulating their figures. Or maybe you have expatriate, you have white people working for you, and you are supposed to be paying huge amount of tax and you are paying less. Then they can request for special audit. And where you fail to provide such information, the first day you'll be charged 1 million naira for the first day. Then every other day is 10,000 naira. Then failure to respond to tax notice or demand notice. They gave you letter, you fail to respond. It's still the same thing as what I have said. The first, after the expiration of the letter, is 100,000. Then every other day is 10,000. Then failure to notify change of address. You have, maybe you were in a rented apartment before. God has blessed you. You have built your own organization. You move. If you fail to notify your relevant tax office, that is tax office that is closer to you, then the first month is 100,000, while subsequent month is 5,000. Not notifying them, there is also a fine. Then false declaration shows misleading returns. You give false declaration, you state what is not the true position, or you are confusing them. You put a separating on the portal. You submitted another information on the form that was given to you. That is misleading. The first, you'll be has to pay 1 million administrative penalty. 1 million, not 100,000 administrative penalty, or three imprisonment up to 3 years. Up to, it could be 1 year, it could be 2 years, up to 3 years, but which will be subject to, or both. Is even written or both. You pay 1 million and you also be asked to go to prison. That will not be our portion. Then finally, general offenses. General offenses, that is, where when you say general offenses, that is, they cannot really classify it into, we can't really group it as an offense. Maybe tax officials, they came to your premises, you start fighting them, or you are just insultive and they are recording you and you didn't know. So, or maybe you even know they have documentary evidence to prove whatever you are saying. So please, that one is 100,000 administrative penalty, or imprisonment up to 3 years as well, or even both. So that is how the law states it. So please, this new tax law, even inducement stroke bribery of tax officials is also an offense. Inducement. What is inducement? What is bribery? Of course, you can give them money and it's not bribe. It depends on the way and manner it, or maybe the circumstances surrounding it. Some money becomes bribe because of maybe terms and conditions is not agreed. Then they turn it into a bribe. Uh, Maybe tax official visited me in my office. I love the way they attended to me. We talk, and maybe while they are going, I feel like, oh yeah, you guys, oh yeah, take more, take this. They say, no, 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 okay. Accountant, please just give them 10,000 for their transport. That is not bribe. I am giving from my hand, but there you are supposed to pay a particular amount. You are now trying to induce them so that they can reduce what you pay. So please let us be well guided. And I think with this, I think we have really done little justice to it. Why I want to call on my Queen Elizabeth Lutras Afolalu. Maybe she's still there, take over, but why we take one or two questions. And if you want to ask question, you will need to raise your hand. Just look at the chat box there, so you can raise hand. My queen, are you there?
Um, ma'am, well done, Mr. Olaniyi. Can you hear me?
Yes, ma'am. I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. Well done, Mr. Olaniyi, for really bringing us through, because I learned from your, let me see if I can open this. No. Okay. From the teaching, because it's very, very important that we go through all this teaching. I really appreciate it. Well done. And may the Lord bless the works of your hands. I want to also believe that all our great leaders, our entrepreneurs on this platform, you've learned one or two things. And please, let me just assure you that paying your tax and doing your returns on time will give you peace of mind. I don't know how they do it over there, but here in UK, if you don't pay your tax, you are in good trouble. In your place, they fine you that, and then sometimes they might not even fine you. They will go to, they will take you to the court. You can be in prison for 5 years. Yours is 3. This place can be 5. And that 5 is not guaranteed that they will release you. They will make sure that they screen you well and noticing everywhere your money is going. So, for example, if you have a business here in UK and you think you escape yourself to Nigeria, we are not paying the tax. They will really locate you wherever you are in every corner of Nigeria, and they will bring you back to come and face justice. That is how important tax is, how important it is. Here we are law abiding, but at the same time we have a lot of people that are not paying their tax. But the British government are very strong. So, and I believe that Nigerian government also will stand on their ground and making sure that this is done. Paying the tax is contributing to the economy of the country. You are not doing your favor if you are not paying tax. You can't escape it. Apart from the fact that there is a law abiding with it, it is also your duty to contribute, to give back to the society. The money that you pay the tax office is for renovation, is for infrastructure. We are all talking about government today. But do you know that your contributions also matters? So if you are blaming the government and you are not paying your tax, you are also contributing to the failure of the country. So please make it an attempt to pay your tax on time. Another thing as well that I learned from Mr. Odukoya, ignorance is a killer. You can't be ignorant. The same way you are running a business, you also have to know more about how to do your returns, how to budget yourself, and even how to do your balance is very, very important because all these things matters. It can also put your business on hold. And imagine if government should interfere in your business, they can even close your school down. Yes, they have their power to do that. So let us avoid all these disturbances, distractions, and do the right thing at the right time. I also want to say thank you so much for everyone that has gathered together this morning or this afternoon to learn from Mr. Odukoya. We'll keep on learning and we'll keep on gaining and we will do the right thing to contribute to the economy of the country of Nigeria. May God bless you all. Thank you so much for joining us. So I'll hand over now to Mr. Odukoya with our question and answers. God bless you.
Yeah, thank you very much, my queen. And just like I always say, to those of us on the platform that might be meeting her for the very first time, she has been my mentor for over 45 years now, all the way from Nigeria. And she has really impacted my life. And even today, we're still relating together. And I still want to thank you very much, Ma. And even those programs you used to see me post, Yes, You Can International, she has been the one, you know, putting me on the platform. And even through her, I was able to become an Appleton online lecturer. So thank you very much. Please, we just go straight away to the question and answer. Please, if you have a question, just you can raise your hand, use the chat, use the raise your hand, then I'll call you. You ask your question, then we'll respond. Thank you. Let's be snappy about that. Oh, you didn't get what I was trying to say? Do you have a question? Or just unmute your mic and talk if you are not getting out to raise your hand. If you have a question, just open your mic and talk. Please, we don't have much time.
I have a question, sir. Good afternoon, or is it good
Afternoon,
morning?
ma'am. All join.
Yes, sir.
No, we're
Thank
saying
you so
morning here.
much for the thank you so much for the lecture. I quite appreciate it, sir.
Thank you,
I
ma'am.
believe it's a kind of pro bono work. It's only God that can reward you gracefully. So once
Thank you, ma'am.
again, on behalf of all my other people, we say thank you, thank you, thank you. On the form, that's the form they gave to us. I'm still
Okay.
having issue with there. You know, when you look critically at the form down, they say statement of income for the year ended maybe
Okay.
31st December 2025. I'm using that as example now. Is it
Okay.
that I will have to go and print out statement of income from the bank?
All
If, for
right.
example, my
Let me,
school has a bank, should I print out all the statement for that year from January to December 2025? Is that what they really meant? Because This thing is so confusing to me.
All right. Let me just quickly respond to that. Uh, if you want to print out all your statements, January to December, I'm sure you will not be able to upload it on the portal there. But what I will
Okay.
suggest is that you are to ascertain your income that is defendable from January to December. Look at the downside of the form. You will see where they wrote source of income, where professional or whatever is written there. The naira side, you now put the
Okay.
income there. You put the income there.
Okay.
And if you are talking of the portal, when you get to the income side where you put the name of your spouse and whatever, you click on the year, select 2025. Then after the year, when you go down, you will see income. Put the income there, not the tax that you paid. Are we together? Not the
Okay.
tax paid, but the income. Even if you are using the tax, that the tax you paid, it may not be your, is not, can never be your income. But if you pay a
Hmm.
tax of, let's say, 65,000 now, 65,000, the income might be maybe 1.33 million. I'm just using that. I think it should be within that range, 1.33 or thereabout. So if you put
Okay.
1.33 as the income there, it is that income you put. But if you put income of 1.33 and because you pay 65,000, that 65,000 you pay is not the income because you are eating. Are you getting it now? It is only
Hmm.
the income for
Hmm.
that tax you are putting. But what I would say is that it is better to file than not to file at all. I'm just speaking in parable.
Okay.
It's better to file than not to file at all. And I will end your question with what was said to one of fella Anikulapo, one of his boys. He's still singing till tomorrow. They call him Dede Mabiaku. He was interviewed on radio, on TV live. And the interviewer, all of us know that fellas smoke India hemp a lot. And they asked him, Dede Mabiaku, do you smoke India hemp? And he said he's going to answer them back with a question. And what was the question? He said, is it possible to be inside water and water will not touch your body? They said, does that mean you smoke? He said, I didn't say that. So what I'm saying is that it is better for you to file than not filing at all. So if you are paid, what you pay can never be your income because there are some other things. So advisable, whatever you are filing must be higher than whatever you are paid as tax for that year. Thank you.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
All right. Do we have any other person? Please, let's be snappy. There's no time, please.
Hello, sir.
All right, sir. Please, let's just hear your name. Then you show your camera, please. Even by
Uh,
now, everybody should show his or her camera, please.
well, this one
Everybody's
may not.
camera should be on. Thank you, please.
Well, that may be a bit difficult for the camera now. But the question is, I'm Oladele Emmanuel. My
Okay,
question
sir.
is, after you have filed your annual tax filing,
Return.
can they BOJ after you have can BOJ be issued in respect of your personal direct
Please, if you are
tax
not
filing?
talking, mute yourself, please. If you are not talking, please.
Can you hear
Go
me
ahead,
now?
sir. Loud and
Okay,
clear.
can you hear me now?
I can hear you, sir. I can hear you, sir.
Okay, I said can BOJ be
Go
issued
ahead.
filing annual returns. That is the direct
All right.
assessment. That's A, the one you have just discussed. Can be after finding it, can BOJ be used in that respect by the
Okay,
tax
sir.
office
All right. Um, there's no
after you have
time that
declared
you.
your income?
Yes, yes, sir. Let me respond to you. You see,
Thank you, sir.
BOJ is, as the name implies, best of judgment. Now, filing your returns is just an avenue for you to do self-assessment, to disclose it yourself. That does not make it final and conclusive. Please, you will need to know that you are filed, but you have not given proof that what you have filed is accurate or it's correct. So tax office could, some of them could issue BOJ, even before you file or even after you file. But it is for you to substantiate your claim of whatever you have filed, if truly you have disclosed your actual income. So if they give you any BOJ is not death penalty. It is just an assess. They can even give you 1 billion. It's for you to say, this BOJ does not show the true position of my income. And how do you substantiate that? In tax, for you to substantiate your claim, the information must not come from you. It must be third-party confirmation. What do we mean by third-party confirmation? Information that do not emanate, or document that do not emanate from you. Either an account that is prepared by a chartered accountant, either ANAN or ICANN, and that's one. Stating, looking at your record, writing your income, using all the expenses to arrive at whatever income you have disclosed. If you can prove that, if you can show audited financial statement that will show that that is what is your income, nobody on earth will query it. That's one. Then third-party information could even be your bank statement as well. If your bank statement, of course, all money that goes to a bank does not belong to the business owner. Some could be loan. Some people could even want to do a business. They make use of your company name to do their transaction. It's subject to explanation. So the mere fact that you are fined does not mean that you cannot be given additional assessment. But where you are giving additional assessment and you are not comfortable with it, you can object to such assessment. Thank you.
All right, sir. Morning, sir. My name is Glenn Abolu. I would want to find out, how do we object? How do we object when we are not comfortable with the assessment? How do we object?
Okay. Thank you very much, man. Now, I think the first step, when you say you are not comfortable, let me pick that your word. It is those things that make you not to be comfortable with the assessment that will form some of the basis of your objection. Any objection without a basis of objection will not fly. Then I need to also let you know that if you are objecting an assessment, you must arrive at your own what we call undisputed tax liability. I have filed 65,000 naira as my tax for last year, meaning that I have filed my income to be 1.3 million, and they now wrote me a letter that my income is 7 million, and I filed, or 10 million, and I filed 1.3 million. I'm not comfortable with that. I will now look at it. If after checking every record, I'm sure that it is still that 1.3 that is my income, then I will call somebody to do my account to reflect what I claim, as long as I can corroborate it with my bank statement. But if what I filed is not the true position, and they say I should come and pay 7 point something million, then what do I think, or what do I feel is the additional I'm supposed to pay to be fair to government? If I now arrive that instead of I pay 65, okay, let me make it 120. I'm just saying, for example, you now want to pay additional 60,000 to make it 120. That additional you want to pay, you are going to call it undisputed tax liability. Usually, when you are objecting, you are expected to make additional payment, no matter how small, especially where you cannot justify what you are put as what you are paid initially. But where everything you have disclosed is based on fact and figure, then you stand by that your position. But where it is not based, you cannot substantiate it with fact and figure, then an additional payment must be attached to that your objection. Thank you very much, man.
Yes, sir. I'm Mrs. Ekele Ada Esther from Apute,
Okay.
Afe. I want to ask. There's a column on the form that says we should write the full names of our children, their date of birth, the school they attended, and to state their income. Now, my children are unemployed. So what do I do?
Well, I think one thing is that I'm on both sides. I'm on the side of the employer of labor, and I can say I'm also knowledgeable on the side of government. What I would say is that we must be economical. I don't want to say we must be economical with the truth, but I want to say that we must be economical with information that we are feeling. Such information, they are not there for play. I give us a good the example I used the other time that I am Odukoya. If I raise a check of 500,000 for Larry Odukoya to pay the son's school fees at Covenant, and I've put 500,000, it means that that money belongs to me. That's why I can use it to pay somebody's school fees. That information is there in order to confirm what you have paid as your tax, whether truly you are worth more than that. If you paid 120,000 and you have how many kids, man? How many adults? How many children, man? If you have three, and the three of them, one is in Covenant, one is in Bangkok, one is in Winner at the Run, Redeem, and none of them is paying less than maybe 1 million naira for a whole year, and you are paying 120,000. So you can see that
Hello,
indirectly
sir.
you yourself. I'm with you, man.
Sir, my own children are no longer in school. They are on
No,
their
no, no.
own.
I'm coming. I'm
So
just giving an
that's
example.
what.
That is to get additional information. If they are no longer in school and they are seeking, you can
Mm,
just put adults. Just put adults. Are you getting it? Just put adults. Some
okay,
will
sir.
even put not
Yes,
applicable
sir.
NA. Are you getting? But what me I'm saying is that that information, if you have a child in all those big schools and you are paying lesser tax,
Mm.
then where is the income
I don't
that you
have
are
any.
using to pay come from? So I'm just so is to get additional information and possibly review your tax upward. So that is just it. Any other question?
No, for now. Thank you, sir.
Okay, not
Thank you.
even I'm not referring to you. Okay. Okay. Do we still have anybody that want to ask question? If not, then for those of us that have been given form from any tax office, please fill the form. They fill their form and submit it to them, but ensure you also do the needful on your portal. I'm also aware that some letters have been flying, even though the due date for the filing of returns is not yet out, and that they were some were given letter and they were given time frame to submit it, and when they did not even submit or even go to the office, some have received even 3 different letters within a month. But all the same, just do whatever is needful and ensure
Yeah,
that you do
we
the
are asked
proper
to
thing on your
submit it
portal.
before 31st or on 31st of this month.
Okay. Then, but
Mm.
whatever you submit, let it be on your portal. You are known by your portal, not by what you
Okay.
submit. The office will
Okay.
not file your returns for you. If you just submit at the office and you did not file, and 31st pass, you will still pay that 100,000 and 50,000
You
after
mean,
every month.
hello, sir. The forms given
Even
to
if you
us,
submit that letter in the office.
we should
You,
go
you
to the
said,
portal again and even if I submit the
Madam,
form
if
at
you
the
submit,
office.
okay. If you submit at the office,
If
it's
I,
not on your portal. And if that day pass, even if you now do anything, even on the 1st of April, it will read 1st of April. You have not submitted before due date.
yeah.
I'm just being frank with you.
Okay, sir.
Office will not upload on your portal for you. So if they are collecting in the office, you can ask them to do it for you there. Because if you just submit at the office, you have fulfilled the office righteousness, but your portal is still empty. And it is portal that they will use to locate you.
Okay, sir. Thank you very much for the clearance.
Do we still have any other person with questions? We can call it a day.
Can we chat you privately on your own page?
Yes, ma'am. You are free to charge me private. Sometimes the page is closed, but you can look for my number there and chat me. Anything that is personal, you chat me, not on the page. You'll be making complaint there. My numbers are on the page.
Okay.
Mr. Oladi, I could see
Yes, ma'am.
some messages on the chat box. Um,
Okay, sorry.
yes, please check.
Okay. I'm saying one. Well done, sir. Please, I chatted with you some weeks ago about task calculator. Okay. Which you said you will send me a template to calculate. Okay. Okay. Whoever I've sent it, just immediately after the program, message me on my. Just message me. I will forward it to you. Then we appreciate you. Please, will you kindly share the name of the online app? Okay, somebody is saying we should share the name of the online app. I don't really get your question. This is a Zoom app, or maybe you are referring.
Hello, sir. The portal you
Yeah.
said, are we creating the portal ourselves or has it been created by you, sir?
No. The portal is Ogun State portal. Okay, are you not on? Okay, what I will do is, are you on the other platform?
Which of the platforms are the proprietary
Okay, don't worry.
platform?
No, my platform.
I don't know if I'm there.
Okay, just private chat me. I can send you the step-by-step procedure. I have posted it on the platform.
Okay, sir.
You
Okay.
have my contact, Abi. Do you have my number?
Yes, I have your number.
Just private
Or
chat me.
maybe
I'll forward it to you.
can you please recall it again?
080.
Hold
080.
on, hold on a second. Hold on a second. Let me correct you there. It is
Okay,
not,
man.
it is not appropriate telling any one
Okay.
of them to
Okay.
contact you direct. Any
Okay.
information, every information, apart from if it is private, that's fine. But when it comes to templates and notes and other things,
It's on the portal, yes.
you can post it on the
The group.
platform so that
It's already there.
everyone can benefit from those information. Because
Okay.
because as a consultant, if you are asking everyone to be private chat you, I'm sure you will be using
You will
24
not be able to
hours.
sleep.
Exactly. So you need to quantify your time, please. Okay. So that
Thank you,
is
man. It's already on the platform. Are you
okay.
there, madam?
Yes,
If you
I'm
are
here.
not there, are you on the platform? The Nikofast consult is
Proprietary,
there already.
the Akute proprietaries and proprietor, right?
No, not that one. I've existed that one. That was when I was in the. No problem. Just maybe I will share the link for you people the link to join the platform. No
Okay,
problem.
sir.
okay.
Okay,
Another
thank
thing I
you.
want to ask, sir, um, if
Yes.
it's possible, do you have the notes that people can follow up in case they want to catch up with what you've taught them today? So if you have a
Yes, I do.
note, you can post it also on that WhatsApp
Okay, I
platform
do. I do.
that people
I will.
can, and because they might be overwhelmed with the information this morning, and they might just be thinking of one thing or the other. So when they read the notes, they will be able to ask more questions on the platform. Is that okay, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Oh,
Yes, ma'am. I'm about dropping it now, sir.
okay, that's fine.
Dropping it, sir. Okay. So, do we still have anyone that want to? If there is no other question, If there are no other question, I think, my queen, you can round it up for us. We can call it a day.
Okay. Thank you so much, Mr. Odukoya. I want to use this opportunity on behalf of Nikofast Consult and Yyci International Consultants. I want to say thank you so much for joining us. The ability to learn we determine your success in your businesses. And I want to wish you all the best in your business. And I want you to charge you to keep learning until you get it right. One day is not enough for all this masterclass we're doing. But if you can spare more time to study the notes that has been posted, and even this video will be uploaded to will be on YouTube, Y.Y.C.I.TV. So if you want to watch the video again, you can still watch it. We will send the link to the platform later today. And if you want to read the notes, Mr. Olaniyi will be sending the notes to the post and to the platform. I want to say thank you so much for your time this morning. I wish you all the best. Have a wonderful day, and God bless you.
Thank you. Amen.
Thank you. Thank you very much, ma.
Thank you. So the section is over. So please,
All right.
you can leave this platform now.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.